Well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. I am Deidre Wood, and I'm going to be your professor in EDU T522 Emerging Learning Technologies, and I'm looking forward to being with you. For those of you that are not familiar with educational technology, this is going to give you a lot of information and maybe help you move along into what you might decide that you want to try out in your classroom or with colleagues. And for those of you that have technology experience, you're going to learn a bit more, or it's going to help drive you forward on your journey as well. So I really enjoy teaching this class, and I think that you will enjoy learning. Now, this first week is a very simple week for you. You are to open a Goodreads account. All the information is under assignment number 1, so make sure that you read that and that you have your account opened and reported to me on or before 11:59 p.m. next Sunday, which is January 13th. Remember that you also have your discussion board this week. And for those of you familiar with the discussion board, you already know, but I'm going to repeat it. You already know that you are to put your first response to the discussion board up on or before 11:59 p.m. Thursday, and that you are to respond to 2 or more peers on or before 11:59 p.m. on Sundays. I know sometimes we forget about it and you can run late and end up putting it up at the last minute on Sunday, but if you can get it up earlier than that, I'd really appreciate it. I like to see the conversation going on between all of you, and the discussion board is really our only way of having our class discussion at this point in time when we're doing online. So try to get your responses up and look at what people say earlier than late Sunday night. So you have 2 questions that you're going to be doing this week. Oh, I apologize. That's my brother-in-law wishing me a happy new year. Based on your own experiences and your readings from week 1, share your future predictions for education on our discussion board and respond to 2 of your peers. So that's your first one that you're doing. And your second question that you are going to be doing is your introduction. I'm pulling it up so I can read it to you. So you're going to introduce yourself, briefly share about your lives, share classroom memories, what were your worst, most comical technology moments while teaching, what were your best, and you're going to look over the reports that I've asked you to look at and briefly discuss what stands out to you. So a few things about me. So I live in Long Beach, California, with a menagerie of animals. We do rescue, and so right now I have a squirrel that's about to be released. I have an African gray, which came to me 2 years ago, so you'll often hear her. I can hear her through the door right now. I don't know if you can hear her. I actually had to close the door because when I talk in the videos, she starts talking to you thinking that she's joining in on the conversation. We have little dogs, we have big dogs, we have little cats, we have big cats, we have a 250-pound pig. Hopefully he won't ever wander in the video, but if he does, you'll enjoy him as well. So big menagerie of animals. I live in my childhood home. I bought it after my father passed away, and I unfortunately just lost my mom in November in the middle of one of the other classes I was teaching. I was really appreciative of the students and how kind they were. It was very hard losing her. I've been her primary caregiver for the last 20 years of my life. So it seems strange to be here without her right now, especially in my childhood home where every room holds a memory. But I had a great last year with her, and I'm very thankful for that. My husband, Steven, hopefully he won't pop in right now, but he might. Sometimes he doesn't realize I'm making videos and you see him wander through with some type of construction materials. He's always working on something. My son is a musician, a professional musician. He's the drummer for Best Coast, if you're familiar with that band. They were just on tour with Paramore about a year ago. And my oldest is a NICU nurse, and my youngest is just about to graduate college with a degree in criminal justice and biology. So very proud of all of them. They're very unique and interesting. So the house is full of young people, babies. I have a new god baby who's 2 years old that I just adore. Sometimes you'll see him run into. So that's a little bit about me. Okay, best moments in my classroom. Uh, my best moments related to, technology usually are about either one, me teaching the kids something that they don't know. Students, you'll find out, and I'm sure some of you have already found this out. A lot of times they'll know a lot about like Snapchat or navigating or these types of things on the phones. But then when it comes to educational technology, they don't know things like just how to change a document to a PDF or how to upload or, how to switch between programs, how to troubleshoot in formatting and things like this. So it's interesting. And so I love to teach them things like that. And I think those are my happiest moments in education is when I see those aha moments with the students where I kind of guide them somewhere and then they figure it out and then teach it to somebody else in class because I always make them teach it to somebody else in class. And I think those are the best moments for me too when they teach me something new that I didn't know how to do with technology. And I find that a lot. I do a yearbook as well, and I find that when they show me all sorts of new little tricks with Photoshop, I always get a kick out of that. So I think those would be my best moments. My worst moments in my classroom, they're never with the kids. The worst moments in the classroom are always like when you're being observed and then something goes totally wrong. I think those are always my worst moments. I mean, even though I'm usually very comfortable and coming from a performance background and a performance family, I'm usually pretty comfortable in those situations. However, when things go wrong and you're trying to like, show off, for someone, it's kind of a bummer. But I find even in those moments, the kids are so good at like saving you when things go when things go terribly wrong. Not this school year, but last school year, I snapped my foot and broke it. And I remember I had been out for 2 weeks while they were getting my foot back together, and I came back in a wheelchair. And one of an administrative team came in and started quizzing my students about what they were learning and what we were doing. And one of my students turned around and said, "Miss Wood just came back from a broken foot. This is our first day with her. Why are you in here?" I was just like, yay! So those are my best moments and my worst moments with teaching. I definitely see teaching as a calling. I definitely see being with you as a calling. I definitely think that we're put in certain places to be present and to pass knowledge along. And I love that idea of that. So that's a little bit about me, and I look forward to hearing about you. So remember that you're going to be reading your articles this week. You're going to answer your discussion board questions. You are going to create your Goodreads account. And then I've also put an article related to the Horizon report into the announcements. And it's not required reading, but I think you'll find it an interesting read related to what we're doing right now. So if you'd like to look at that, I've put that in there as well. And I look forward to being your professor. Please, if you want to contact me by text message or email. Of course, I will answer the phone, but it's always easier to get me by text or email first. Remember that if for some reason an emergency arises or you think that something's going to be late, please make sure that you contact your professor in advance and not after the fact. It's very important, just like we teach the kids, it's very important to have good communication between profs and students, especially since we're online and we don't get to see each other on a regular basis. So if something comes up, please contact me, text me or email me immediately and let me know. And I look forward to our time together. Take care and have a wonderful work week. For those of you that are going back, happy first Monday. See you later. Bye-bye.